Who's primed for a breakout? There's nothing better than being first in on a band, the team, the player before everyone else is. I mean, that's what scouting's all about, right? And this summer provided plenty of 2026, showing they are equipped for breakouts with signs they are ready to take off in the months ahead. Welcome into Coffee and Curveballs, Corey McCartney, along with Shooter Hunt. And Shooter, your article on Prep Baseball site has 15 names ready for takeoff. Take us inside the criteria and the traits that you were looking for when putting this list together.
It's difficult from my standpoint because I know these guys so much. So a lot of who are the sleepers? Well, they're not sleepers. We kind of have said that these guys are really good, but I think a lot had to do with like guys who had good summers who kind of elevated their status, whether they were already thought of super high as Matthew Starman, who we'll talk about in a second, or guys that kind of sparked on the scene and in the spring could keep stacking those days and become high round picks.
Well, a pair of top 25 right-handers from here in Georgia, one of whom, as you mentioned, was a Prep Baseball All-American a year ago, and it was Matthew Sharman, another one who will be a Prep Baseball All-American this year, and Citizen Christian's Blake Bryant, and two just workhorses who scream pitchability.
I think Georgia's back there. I think Georgia's back, Corey. But Matthew Sharp at the top, like at some point, there's a lot of time we talked with Grady Emerson in the past show where, hey, there's some fatigue to the scouting. These guys have been on the scene for so long. Matthew Sharman, he just keeps checking the boxes. He keeps performing. He keeps producing. He keeps going out there and getting it done. And when you start looking at down your notes, you say, this guy moves really well. He's an ultra competitor. He's a great athlete. I like this guy a lot, and he keeps getting better. And all he did this summer was post. It didn't matter if it was raining, snowing, tornadoes. He was going out the mound. He was getting it done. He's making guys look silly. 92 to 94 for most of the summer. I anticipate him being in the upper 90s when we see him at GDC in the spring, even into April, May, that Etowah State Championship, potential national championship
Yeah.
run. But he's going to be up there. It's a plus changeup. The more that the slider gets more teeth and kind of more bite, will kind of dictate just how high he goes. But the teams, along with Prep Baseball, love everything about Sharman. They talk about Blake Bryant, who started the summer NPI. We've loved for 2 years. The arm action, the athleticism, the projection. We really like this guy. We really like this guy internally. He was great. And what I loved about him early on is he's going out there to throw 7 innings. We're not going out there for 1 and 2 inning stints. We're not just showcasing at this tournament. I'm out here to let my team win and go out there and fill the game. He did that. And then it all led to the point where his velocity started to jump. He has the arsenal. Everything's going to continue to tick up. The frame still has a chance to grow. But I think he has a chance to be a frontline guy. And I think the spring will uncover a lot of that.
Well, Sharman, part of the USA baseball roster for the World Cup in Okinawa, Japan. Excited to see him on the national stage and excited to see Blake Bryant in Miami for the Prep Baseball All-American game. Another righty within the top 25, California's Jensen Hirschhorn, stands 6'7", runs it up to 96, and doubles as a shot-blocking double-double machine for Kingsburg High.
Yeah, and his son of a coach, he's just checking all sorts of boxes. He's a former future gamer where, hey, he was still growing in his frame last year at Lake Point. What is this going to be? You fast forward 12, 13 months, and it's starting to come together. 93, 96, real wipeout slider, feel for a changeup. Where will he be in another 9, 10 months? That's exciting to think about. Jensen Hirschhorn, I love the athleticism. I love what he does out there, the repeatability that he's able to do and keeping those long limbs compact. I think he's got a chance to really rise. And you have a soft spot for sons of coaches. So I got to love what Jensen Hirschhorn can do. Excited to get down and check him out in that. I think he's in the Fresno area. So I get down there and check him out.
A really intriguing third baseman and pitcher out of California and Archer Horn, a Stanford commit. The fifth ranked player in the state, 28th nationally. A San Francisco Chronicle article on Horn included the headline, Does St. Ignatius have its own Otani? And two-way prospect Archer Horn. Shooter, the hype train is getting crowded.
Oh wow, Otani! Everyone wants to be Otani, and
Yeah.
Archer Horn, his stuff in the mound, like really good stuff in the mound. I think what that helps him with is the fact that he loves to compete. Right? He usually gets thrown in tough spots. Oh, we come save the day, Archer Horn on the mound. Oh, we need somebody to hop in here, even throughout the end of the summer. But I love the stick. The key can flat out hit. And it's almost an old school approach to it, like a no nonsense, no batting gloves, just in here swinging a heavy barrel. I think it's almost like a Lance Berkman type left handed swing, just like heavy lumber, all fields. impact ability, but he's a really good athlete too. And I think of him more as a third baseman, but he can play shortstop. I wouldn't be surprised if he got sent out professionally, kind of similar to the way Aiden Miller did with the Phillies. Hey, go out there and play shortstop because he moves around right. But the bat's what's really going to carry him. And he's got great takes, the balance in the plate, and there's going to be even more power than he has right now because he can really spray it and cover the plate and spray firm contact to all fields. And that's only going to help his hit tool, which is already at one of the higher levels in this class.
Two outfielders who put up eye-opening exit velos made your list. Texas A&M commit Ryan Harwood out of Arizona, Oregon State recruit Blake Bowen from California. Harwood's EV's up to 104.1, Bowen's up to an absurd 107.4.
Yeah, and the reason around here is really similar profiles. So like this guy or that guy, it's kind of similar. Harwood's a left-handed bat, Bowen's a right-handed bat. I keep talking about Harwood, who's committed to Texas A&M, very similar to Jace Lavalette. He's 6'3", 225, can run, throw. I think the swing's probably looser, but he did a great job late in the summer, especially left on left, which is like to resonate with a lot of important decision makers. But the impactability, whether he gets to campus and blossoms into the first round with the Aggies, or something happens this year down in Arizona where he'll get plenty of looks. And then similar to Blake Bowen, who's at J. Sarah, big time program that has produced nonstop prospects. Outstanding makeup. Like this, just the guy you want to be around at all times. Former big time linebacker. I think he was league player of the year, defensive player of the year as a sophomore. Has stopped that. As good of an arm as you'll find in the outfield, can really go get it. But it's the power at the plate. And I thought late in the summer, even better adjustments where there was some swing and miss present. That's something that guys will be following. His willingness to adjust and still get off those loud barrels was something that was very important in his upward trajectory. And shoot, when you look down at paper and you check out metrics, like few can do what Blake Bowen can do. Those are two really talented outfielders with some impact ability at the plate.
A pair of rising arms in Penn State recruit Jarrett Turley from PA, that state's #1 player, uncommitted Colton Brady out of Florida. Turley really made the most of his junior year, was injured as a sophomore, leading him not to pitch for 10 weeks, came back strong, striking out at 148 this spring. Then with Brady, you've got some major intrigue in a player who's up to 93 and who, being really young for the class, is going to be an interesting debate among decision makers.
I mean, Turley was some silly video game numbers that he had this spring, which made him an All-American in the spring for us at prep baseball. He also can swing it. But when you're talking about 94 to 97, clean arm, the slider continues to get better. He's got a good breaking ball. I love Pennsylvania recruits and prospects because they seem to continue to make jumps later. And each time I look, I think about Mason Miller and all these guys who kind of blossom later on because a cold weather state, Pennsylvania almost always has 3-sport guys. So they're going to be late bloomers. Turley's almost blooming too soon here. Sorry for Penn State, but it's a really talented right-handed group. That's a guy that I would bet on. He had really good showings late in the summer, especially at Hoover, at East Coast Pro. Colton Brady, another guy who moves exceptionally well. He's from New York. Now he's gone down to TNXL. He's getting more action there in Florida. He's almost 2 years younger than some of these guys because he's so young. But he moves well. It's 93 to 90, or it's 91 to 94. He's got really good feel for the changeup as the breaking ball continues to come along. I keep liking him to Trevor Harrison, who was drafted actually the same team as Aiden Miller back in high school and it's done really well. But he's a good mover, physical frame, lots to dream on.
Let's turn to sleepers. You've got three of them. Nevada outfielder Andrew Giles, Tennessee shortstop Gunnar Skelton, Canadian shortstop Elliot Lassell. Each one a feature gamer, each one in the top three of their respective states or country when we're talking about Lassell.
I'm glad you said Lassell there because I was not positive how to pronounce that. But going to Giles, he's a guy where he's at basic high school, right? So he's playing with the Salazines. So Ty, Troy, all the seven-figure bonuses that they've had. Scouts have been out there to check it out. Each time you go out, it's like, yeah, Giles was on the barrel today. Yeah, it's a kind of tight, compact stroke. I like the way he does it. It seems kind of that almost slump-proof. He does a good job out there. Oh, he's a really good athlete. Oh, he hops on the mound to close for them from the left side. Is ultra competitive. This point, like another guy where, hey, the sum of all these parts and all these good outings and all these good at-bats he's taken, maybe he's just really good. So I'm betting on that with Giles. Gunnar Skelton, another one where the right profile is really tough, right? When you're going through, it's going to be a really talented year in the state of Tennessee, some really good prospects. Skelton can just hit. And I think the area guys who are locked in and have checked him out, like this guy's going to rake. There's bat speed, there's impact potential. I think there's a good chance we could hear him being a top three top three round type guy who really explodes throughout the spring, and you start hearing that helium buzz. So check out Gunnar Skelton because he can really go get it. He's a winner. And then Lascelles, who was a former future gamer, he's like a 6'3", 6'4" runner, gets after it. Another guy, bat to ball. He's an impact defender, but the bat to ball from the left side's there. He's going to add more power. Canadian product, so he hasn't had quite the same amount of at bats as these other guys. As he gets those, it's a great time to be from Canada. Those guys, it's a really good year this year, but in the past, like there's a lot of good hitters coming out of the country of Canada.
Well, big springs ahead for these 2026s as they look to make noise in a ridiculously talented class. We'll have so much more coffee and curveballs coming your way, so stick around right here with us. Till next time, I'm Corey McCartney, that's Shooter Hunt, and we'll see you at the Diamond.